No, I think there's a larger emphasis put on their surname Bergsons, which
Yes.
Could be taken apart into Berg and Sons, which could also be mountain children.
Whoa, that you could be right. Damn, I didn't.
No, that's 100% what it is.
You deep dived into the surname. I like it. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Mountain Sons.
Yes.
Just like the old
you get it. Exactly,
blacksmiths and
because the
stuff like
children
that.
of Mount Morta.
That's kind of clever. That's kind of clever.
That's why they're called John,
Linda, Kevin,
Trevor. Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
Yes, I'm well. I'm also, tired.
You're always tired.
That's it. I could just fall back on being tired. If I don't have a funny quip, I don't have nice little comeback. Yes, I am tired. Yes, I am a dad of 4.
So now I have to be the funny one. That's a lot of pressure on me because I'm not that funny. So
that's not true.
Come now. I'm the wise old git that moans about young people. That's the energy I bring to the podcast.
Sometimes.
Hey, I like that. That's sometimes. I feel most of the time. But anyway, tired, that makes sense. But gaming is a good, tiredness is a good excuse to play some games.
It really is. I can't remember when. I think it was in our last episode I mentioned how precious the time there is for games.
Yeah.
Right? When I sit down to game, it's either going to be 20 minutes before I get called or fall asleep.
Yeah, shame. Your poor gaming chair. You must have slept many a night on by now.
Oh yeah.
just loading through like Final Fantasy cutscenes and stuff can just.
Oh jeez, I can't imagine playing a Final Fantasy game with those cutscenes.
Yeah, I know. No. They're like 20 minutes long. Like
I couldn't make it past the intro for Like a Dragon.
That's true. It's a long ass intro. There's no doubt.
Right?
I've got to the point as I've gotten older. That skip the cutscene button not being in a game drives me mad.
No, it's even worse.
Skippable cutscenes.
Pause the cutscene.
True, right?
Just pause the cutscene. I need to go pee.
That's true. Nah, old school games didn't care. Hold it in. Hold everything in. This is more important. You have to watch this.
I don't know. Older school gaming was just dialogue, so you could stop pressing A.
Yes.
And the dialogue wouldn't move on. Then you could go pee. That was fine.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore. No.
We do sound like two old people just moaning about games aren't like they used to be. Games
back in my day.
And you used to read more and learn and stuff like that. Yeah.
If you're a new listener and this is the first episode you're jumping in on, first of all, why?
It's very true. There's so many episodes out there.
There are. We did God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2. Go listen to those episodes.
Yeah, those are so much more less tired. He had less kids then, so
very true.
You could actually hear Nick with some more energy to him.
Ooh, ladies and gents, Dave proposed this earlier to make this big experiment to see if I scored games lower or higher when I had less kids.
Yes, I know it sounded kind of mean. Was he happier and more positive than the less kids he had?
I would genuinely like to know. I would love to know which if it even had an impact.
Mean. Yeah, it sounds mean that you've just gotten more strict and critical in regards to just being tired all the time. But it's probably true.
It is true. That's what I'm saying. I think it is. I think you're onto something. I think I did get more critical towards games. And I also appreciate games even more.
Yes, I think that's probably true. Probably goes both ways because your time is so precious now in regards to play. Yeah,
and I try and find the good in all of these games, even this one.
Yes, and with all those children you have, it's a good segue to this game.
It
more kids for you, by the way. So all of a sudden he's got 4 kids, jumps into a game called Children of Morta.
Which I've heard of before. Well, also, I didn't even make that realization. This game is called Children.
Yeah, right. That's probably why you rated it bad. Just the connection to more kids. You were like, oh, no, not more kids.
What's it called? A Freudian slip? Or Freudian mistype in this case?
Yes, I guess, yeah, it's true. Very true, very true.
Children of Morta. I've seen this game on Steam and PS Plus, but I've never actually checked it out.
I'd never heard of it, but that's not... There's too many games out there, and we've gone on that rant before. This is one that went under the way. It's an indie. It's one of our Indie 500 games, which, if you've listened to any of our other episodes, you know how much we love the indie scene at the moment.
Oh, yeah. If you used to like gaming and you don't like gaming anymore, just play an indie game. Just check out the indie scene.
100%.
That's where the soul is.
Yeah, that's where corporatism is not touched it that much yet. But anyway, this is released in 2019 for the PlayStation 4, Switch, PC,
Xbox.
And I'm guessing Xbox now, just because it was so old. I'm sure it's released on all platforms. And this is what you define as a roguelike, right? Like
it is.
This is procedurally generated dungeons with treasure hunting and loot and all the other things.
And if you die, you die. You need to start from the very beginning each and every time.
That's right. So which is fair enough. It's its own gameplay loop. This was developed by a studio called Dead Mage, which they released other games, but they don't look amazing. Did you see any of the other ones? Shadowblade was a side-scrolling ninja game, and something called Garshaps. The Monster Slayer? Yeah, I don't even know how to say it. Garshaps. Yeah, the Monster Slayer. It looks like a really kind of poor 3D rendered Conan the Barbarian.
Sounds like
game.
A type of exercise. Oh, I do 3 sets of Garshaps every morning.
Well, granted, that looks like that might be more fun than the game. But they did kind of knock it out with the Children of Morta.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, it had favorable reviews.
Yeah, it sold over 1 million units physically and digitally.
Okay, that is a success for an indie title.
And believe it or not, they actually are making a Children of Morta board game on Kickstarter.
What?
Right, and with they needed 50,000 Canadian dollars. I'm guessing they're Canadian, and so far they've raised 219,000 Canadian dollars for their board game. So there's
Children of Morta board game.
I know. I was shocked too. I randomly came across it on their Kickstarter page.
I can see how how do I say this? The top level elements work, at the house.
Yes.
But how on earth would the adventuring pod work?
I really don't know, but everything like board games are so like hot right now. Everybody wants to go back to old school gaming. I don't even know how they make a game like that. You're right. How does the mechanics translate to rolling a dice and moving and leveling up? Granted, you got all the Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. It sounds overly complicated for me. Yeah. But no, everybody wants it. People are funding it. They've unlocked all the tiers.
Seems like it. I mean, it's almost 5 times their goal.
Yeah, right?
So there's obviously a market.
Well, one thing that got me, when you were playing this game, I've never played Hades. Have you played Hades? That's a roguelike, right?
Not. No, I've not played Hades, but that was also the first comparison I made.
Yes, that's what I guess.
This game to Hades.
Yeah, because that was released in 2018, the year before this game released.
Yes.
So it probably drew a lot of inspiration from that game, right? Because I also haven't played it. I, of course, know about it because it's so popular and awesome and all the other things. I haven't managed to get hold of it yet. So, it was one thing playing this game that you think people liked it, and it is good, but is it just a Hades clone? Because everybody hates clones nowadays in regards to it.
People are up their own arses about stuff being genuine and original.
It's like things like Gran Turismo being complained because it's too much like Forza. Like they're racing games.
Race cars, cargo room.
It's like you can only have one unique IP per game, but if you mix them up, then this is just a clone of this one. No, I like my things to be boring. Yeah, I just want one of each thing in my life. No dupes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I know we've And then we get a remake, and then we complain, we just get remakes.
That's true.
We're contrarians, Dave.
We really are. We moan about the gaming elite a bit, and then we realise, wait a minute, that was kind of elitist. Are we them? Are we... Whoa.
Are we the baddies?
A plot twist. Are we the bad guys? Yeah. Story-wise, it's kind of a basic affair. It's the... I love the family's name, sorry. The Bergson family watch over Mount Morta, and corruption has spread down the mountain, and they must awaken the awaken the spirit guardians to help fight back the corruption, right? Standard kind of like... I do love that the characters are just called John, Linda, Kevin, Lucy, and Mark. All the ones I unlocked. They've got no like Aragon or Legolas. They're
cool
not, like,
name.
they're just like you can find them in your office.
John.
Yeah, it's like, what names do everybody know? John.
Yeah.
Linda.
Yes.
Kevin. That cracked me up. I don't know why.
They're not even cool names. I don't know.
No, but
Kevin could be the dorkiest name there is.
I love that each time they unlocked, I was expecting something cool because their little character arc would unlock, and it was just like Meg, Mark, Lucy, just everyday names, which I kind of liked, and I thought there'd be a story behind it, but there isn't. I was hoping there'd be some.
No, I think there's a larger emphasis put on their surname Bergsons, which could be taken apart into Berg and Sons, which could also be mountain children.
Whoa, that you could be right. Damn, I didn't.
No, that's 100% what it is.
You deep dived into the surname. I like it. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Mountain Sons.
Yes.
Just like the old
exactly, because the children of Mount Morta.
That's kind of clever. That's kind of clever.
That's why they're called John,
Linda, Kevin,
Trevor.
It's funny. It's funny because we're so used to like Sputnik and like Bling Blog or something like that. When they got normal
all these
names,
it has to be fantastical names.
Yes, exactly.
No,
it really does.
It's fine. It's fine.
I love it.
Just calling him Stephen.
But like I say, narratively, that's kind of your bread and butter. You're basically good versus evil. Mountain being corrupted, but you do get these side little stories, which I thought were quite fun. They were fundamentally better than the main plot, where you see the inner stories of the family and the arguments.
Yes, that's nice. That's always nice. Granted, a lot of things are better than the main plot of this game.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true.
I've always been drawn to character-based stories, and these little stories about the characters in the house. Of course, those are going to be better. Right?
That's so much better.
Of course. That's why I'm so drawn to Persona.
Yeah, right.
And so captivated by a game like Danganronpa. Those are character-based stories.
Yes. And it leaves you with a little tidbit of intrigue each time, be it the grandma that just turns up in the dungeons doing something and whispering to things, and the angsty teen Kevin, I think his name was.
Yes, his older brother left, and it was reliable to everyone else except Kevin.
Yeah, and Kevin's mum won't let him go hunt, and he's so good with daggers. I have to prove myself. Now, it's funny that it sounds like they are the better parts of it, because they feed you those little drips, and you kind of go, ooh, this is actually quite interesting, right? This is kind of interesting.
It is.
You save a wolf, you find a trapped shopkeeper, the herbalist dies. It's like those little bits of story.
Ted?
Yeah, I know. And they
no!
And it's a slight sentence structure. There's no time to mourn for him, for the corruption spreads. I was like, okay, geez. Like,
we could
just... a moment.
A moment is fine. Maybe a poem even.
Yeah, they didn't even bury him. They just left him there. I was like, damn. But anyway, that's the fun little part. It's like having the little bits of story develop between the family members. Its main point is... Vin Diesel's with family aspect to everything. There's nothing stronger than family.
No, the Bergsons are it.
Yes, and they're the only people who seem to be trying to stop the corruption in any way.
It's an entire, what seems like, it's an entire country. What's it called, Rhea?
Yes, I'm just going to say yes, because it's... I don't know. Yes, I think it said something along
the
lines
of And they're the only people? The Bergsons?
Yep, that's right. And everybody just leaves it to them. Oh, the Bergsons will have it.
The Bergsons will handle it.
Just send them a letter.
Right, there's the village. The corruption's taken over half of it. The corruption has destroyed the inn. Every time a plate breaks, it's fine. The Bergsons will handle it.
Yeah, just get the it's one. We make fun of this. This like this isn't the same story for every game or every anime. That the world is ending. Right. We'll just leave it to a group of kids, right? That's fine.
Yeah,
the army doesn't need to get involved. The kids will do it. But yeah,
that
anyway,
really is my favorite, and I'd say the only good part of the story of this is the characters, the Bergsons, the plot is. So you've played this plot before, right?
It reminded me of Ori and the Blind Forest, the same kind of concept. The forest was being corrupted.
It's very much.
Yes, it's just a reason for you to keep going forwards. There's not really much else there to why and hows or something.
Eventually, you'll find out it's just a big dark owl.
Yes. Could you imagine? I didn't get that far. Could you imagine if it was just a dark owl and just a plain rip-off? They just combined Hades with freaking Ori and the Blind Forest and made this game. Anything else story-wise? That's basically it, right?
That really is basically it. People are thinking if you think we're skimping on the story, we aren't. Go check it out.
And like I said, we don't want to spoil all the little stories as well because they are the best bit, and if we tell you them now, it's something like, what's the point in playing it now? Yeah. But then I'm guessing this is both our favourite ones, the visuals.
You'd be right. This is our favourite one. For when you start the game, it's very obvious that there's been a ton of work put into the visuals of this game because of one simple aspect. The aesthetics used for this game would be those of pixel art aesthetics.
Yes, which again, because we're kind of older gamers, there's something very comforting and nostalgia and just, I don't know what you call it, comfy. They're great. It's one of those weird things. They are just, it's cool. They make you smile, and I don't know why.
Me neither. But if I take a look at the new Dragon Quest III remake, the 2D HD remaster.
Oh yes, don't get me started. Yeah, it's lovely. But like we did just come off a few months ago playing Stellar Blade, and that's all pretty and full of physics. And those that make you go, wow.
Wow, look at
Did you laugh at full of physics? I knew you were going to whoa, that's some physics right there. And that makes you go, wow. These ones make you smile because it's the lovely little things like with the hair, like the pixelated hair just blowing in the wind.
Oh,
and
yes.
The birds eating on the ground and flying away and the trees swaying, but it's in that old 16-bit, 10-bit, whatever style. And it's just so, I don't know, nostalgically happy just playing the games and you get to see it.
I also can't entirely explain why, but it just is. And everyone who gets it, gets it. The pixel art in this game is done to an astounding level of detail that you could kind of, it's not just a tree, right? In this game, that tree, you can see the holes, the branches, the birds on the twigs. You can see different layers of leaves, different colors of leaves. There'd be leaves on the ground. Some of the tree, it's just spectacular, the amount of detail that's gone into the pixel art aesthetic of this particular game, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, agreed. And they also do, one thing I noticed when you unlock the characters have their own personalities kind of put into their animations. I don't know if you unlocked Lucy. She was the little fire mage that came in later.
No, I didn't.
She skips. Because she's a little girl. She's in there and she'll run. Every once in a while, they'll do a little skip.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like a Red Riding Hood aspect to her.
That was exactly my point in narrative as well. This game's about the characters, the Bergsons. That's the best part of this game. Visually, narratively, it doesn't get better than the Bergsons.
Yeah, and John has weighty, heavy swings, and he's got longer hair. Everything, there's lots of little subtleties, which you could have got away with not putting in. You could have just done normal run, jump, stop, fight, swing, block type animations, which are a dime a dozen. But it's those little things. Even the house, the dollhouse aesthetic of like taking the front off and going to each area to develop the story, or to all those are so. Even the there's a fish tank in the house, and all the little fish are swimming, but one will jump out the water, and then the little starfish will like fall off the glass and then climb back up again.
That's it. That is it. That's just cool. That's just cool. In pixel art aesthetics, that's just great.
Yeah, there's something alive about it. I don't know.
Yes,
again, this is one of those mystery things about it. It's magical and kind of alive, and it makes you smile. I can't think of other games that make you actually smile in regards to their visual art piece. There were parts of Stellar Blade that made me smile, obviously.
Some jiggly
some
physical
physics,
parts.
Yeah, right. But yeah, there's just something so... granted, I'm guessing it's because we're older gamers. There's just something nice and just warm about watching these things happen in such beautiful 16-bit colors and stuff.
The other game I can think of with the same aesthetic would be Gemini Rue, and it's not as, I'd say, warm or animated or has the same level of detail as Children of Morta, but even that, a bit depressing, was still good.
Agreed. There was the other one that we played that I can't remember the name of now.
Where's
also,
the list?
Moonlighter.
Moonlighter! Oh, I was going to bring this up. They've got the same publisher.
No.
Yes, Children of Morta and Moonlighter has the same publisher. 11-bit Studios.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I totally forgot. I wanted to bring this up. 11-bit Studios have been releasing some very good games recently.
I'm guessing they specialize in the 10-bit type genre, right? Everything's pixelated.
No, actually.
Oh, no, really?
They specialize in the indie scene, empowering studios who make different out there types of games to get those games in front of gamers.
That's so great.
It really is.
It's so great.
Holy shit. I love it when this happens. They did it for Moonlighter. They did it for Children of Morta. Otherwise, have you ever heard of Dead Mage Studios? How else would they have been able to get Children of Morta in front of all these people? They did recently, you must have seen this just bizarre looking nun game. Indica.
I love how you say I must have seen because I'm deep into nuns. I love nuns. I love any game with nuns in it. No, I haven't. What's it called?
Oh no, Indica with a K.
No.
It seems to have made waves because it looks astounding. Anyway, that was also published by 11-bit Studios.
That's a release recently published or coming soon or...
It was 4 months ago, 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. So it was quite new. Okay.
Yes. And later this year, they're also going to be releasing the Alters.
As in the... Are you saying Alters or Altiers, those weird apothecary games?
No. Alters. Alters.
Oh, you say that like I'm supposed to know what Alters is, like some sort of deco church.
Excuse me, sorry. It's Alters? A single man stranded on his ship on the moon or Mars? I can't remember.
I love gaming. It's a ship on the moon or Mars. Oh, you mean spaceship? Sorry, I was completely looking like a Titanic type ship.
Yes, a single man on a pirate ship on the moon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that sounds great. I'd play that.
It does sound great. No, it's on a spaceship. He's a single man and he needs to get off. He needs to get back to Earth as ASAP as possible. How do you think would he man alone do it? That's right. This ship has a cloning facility.
Oh, wow. This gets deep. That's like...
So he can clone himself, change his past, and now there's an engineer version of himself. Now there's a medical version of himself.
That sounds cool. I actually kind of like that.
This is what I'm talking about. This is 11-bit Studios. This is like Devolver Digital. This is like Take-Two Interactive. I might be getting that last one wrong. These publishers who are empowering these indie studios to make the game a different type of game and then get it in front of gamers. I love it. Stop playing Call of Duty. Leave these executives to flounder in whatever money they can find and play indie games.
Yeah, no doubt. We need those directors need to start making games and listening to the artists instead of the...
My head's
spinning.
spinning.
We can go for that rant for a long time. We all know it. We're all out there in the sphere. We know what the games are releasing right now, and they're kind of all crap. But it's great. Like I said, it's nice to know there are publishing studios out there that are finding these gems. Obviously, gamers themselves, I'm guessing, and saying, "Oh, this needs to hit the market. This has a soft spot. This is gonna work," and it does. Most of those games that with renowned, especially like 11-bit studios, it works. They're selling millions of units. It's not huge numbers, but from an indie game development side, it makes money. It will make a ton of money just selling 1 million. Yeah, tons.
I'm so happy that this is still being done. Even at the Game Awards, the developers for Among Us started their own. Right. I wouldn't entirely call it a publishing initiative, but it is a studio. But it is an initiative to empower indie studios.
Yes, I remember that.
Outer Sloth.
That's right. I remember they're trying to make a whole publishing side for more indie games. Yeah, I know. I remember that. Yeah.
Blumhouse is doing it now.
Good. Like I said, it's going to flood the scene with proper games again. Like
yes, it's
Dave
so
the Diver
great.
That's great.
Or just games that just try and tell people that this is where the heart of gaming moved to.
Yes, right? I agree.
It's not with Blizzard anymore. It's not with Activision anymore, or Xbox or Sony. It's not over there.
No, agreed. No, like I say, it hurt when you said Blizzard anymore. Like, geez,
I know.
I just remembered how much they messed up Blizzard. That's almost an achievement.
It's very sad.
But no, agreed. It is an exciting space. The indie space is definitely the most exciting space at the moment in regards to games.
This was a massive tangent. I'm sorry.
It is. Anything else visual that you want to mention?
I feel like there's a lot in visuals, but
there is.
I don't think I've got anything else.
Well, yeah, like I said, the bad guys are kind of your generic spiders.
Oh, that's
your
right,
weird
yes.
Purple monkeys, your big spiders. Why do it have to be bloody spiders? Sorry, but geez, the first thing is just spiders. Spiders. Look, main boss is a spider.
And they're
Sorry,
quick.
I just don't like spiders. Yeah, they're a pain in the arse.
No, I don't like spiders.
And bats. Either. The bats are a pain in the arse because they do that little thing where they wait just outside your range. And
yes, they're just outside of your reach. Really slice.
Yeah, that really bugged me.
Just pound.
But that's just me. I should get good by all accounts. Audio-wise.
Audio, there's not much to talk about in this segment, which is disheartening, right? I really was looking forward to the audio being great. Because a lot of indie games have got great audio.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
What are the two standard? Animal Well released earlier this year. It's got great audio, and it was all done by one guy.
It's always best when it's done by one guy.
Right?
It's like Ori and the Blind Forest had great audio. I think that was done by one guy too.
And the other one I'm thinking of is it's either not Stardew Valley, Undertale.
Oh yes, of course.
Undertale's music has turned has been put into many a playlist.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
It's strange enough, I was literally listening today. This is a weird tangent, but I was listening to Fallout New Vegas's playlist. Just the old school gridiron on his hip.
Yeah.
It's just weird because I don't do that, but I just fancied some Fallout music, and it's another one of those gaming avenues which the music just shows that some music stays with you. And the Fallout ones, and you're right, I tried to do a deep dive into the audio in this game and really kind of got nowhere. The composer was called Hamidreza Ansari. I'm sure I'm going to be getting his name wrong.
Okay.
And he's only done some soundtracks for games made by this studio, the Dead Mage or whatever it's called. And the narrator, which I thought was quite good. Did you like the narration?
Ooh, that was my second point. My favorite part of the audio is the narrator.
Yeah, it's like the only good part of the audio I really wrote down.
Really is. But it's a very, very good part.
It is. He's very good. Is a gentleman called Ed Kelly, and he's not really that famous. He's done lots of voices in games like Honkai Star Rail and
he was in Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah, but he was additional voices. So who knows what voice he's
one of the unnamed gods or whatever.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or the tavern noise and guard things, and he's done a lot of that. He's done a lot of background and
whatever pays the bills.
Characters. No, 100%. His voice is cool. I'm actually
It's really
shocked.
good, and
he's got a nice voice.
It's deep and sultry.
Yeah.
Linda Bergson has entered the house to light the fire.
Do you know, you crack me up because when you do this accent, you sound like do you know Star Trek at all?
Star Trek. Not as much as I
Then
should.
You don't know Sulu?
Sulu?
Yeah, because he
Sulu?
Sulu, right? Chekhov and Sulu were the pilots of the Star Trek series.
Okay.
And when you do an accent, you always do Sulu because Sulu, the actor, I forget his name. I think it's someone Tanaka. But he's an openly gay Asian guy in Hollywood.
Oh wait,
now.
George Takei.
Yeah, that's him. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
him.
I know George Takei. Okay.
Every time you do an accent, you always sound slightly like him in real life.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's all I picture when you do it. I'm hearing him like, yeah, the Bergs.
Captain Kirk, we're entering a Klingon minefield.
Yeah, that's right. You do sound like him when you do that accent. I don't
That's
know why.
Great.
There you go. Something else feather to put in your hat.
Hell
you can put down that you could do.
Watch out, narrator / Honkai Star Rail God Ed Kelly.
That's right. That's right. That's
I'm
right.
coming for your wife.
You got a new cowboy on the field. But he does a great job. It is literally the best part because he literally knows how to narrate and pause.
That's good. It's not easy.
No, it isn't. It really is supposed to be
I'm pretending to narrate,
hard.
but I'm doing a horrible job. There's a whole science after narrating.
Most narrators and voice acting stuff all go to drama school first. It isn't just just talking. It's actually learning how to tell a story and act.
Yes, you need
speaking,
to learn
right?
how to do it. You can't just act.
No, exactly. You can't just say these words and make them convincing or sad and happy and just you go, yeah, no, I'm happy. No, and he does it great. His somber voice and the mellow tones kind of just depicts the family drama and the animals dying and the corruption coming across really well. He does that really well. It's the best part when you start seeing text at the bottom of the screen. And you're like, oh, he's saying something. It really is audio-wise, audibly, the best part of the game.
Yes, I agree. And also maybe the only the standout part. The rest is I'm not going to call it bad because it's not bad. It's just standard and average, which is fine. It's serviceable.
Yeah, there's just the generic sound swishing noises, your block noise, your arrow noise, weird little forest noises. It's not really developed to be stuck in your head forever. Which, granted, again, as we say in indie games, they don't have huge budgets, so they've got to put it somewhere, and they went visually on this one, like we've said with a lot of other games. They put it where they can. So yeah,
which is usually the case. That's usually the case for indie games. You can't just knock it out of the park in every segment.
No,
like
not
a God of War
budget.
Ragnarok. No,
yeah, exactly.
Choose gameplay or visuals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Audio.
You need a huge budget to do both audio and visuals. It's massive money and really wages and delays and all the other things that come along with it. So yeah, the sound in here is kind of meh. I couldn't find anything. Ed Kelly's great voice. Yeah. Sadly, he doesn't seem to get that hugely far in his career, which is a bit sad.
But please don't misconstrue our words. We don't want to call the audio bad.
No, it isn't. Because it's not. It goes along with the game. It's not jarring or there's no dissonance in regards to anything. It does actually work. It's just nothing game changing or particularly interesting. Nothing that draws you in. It's just you're just involved in the gameplay fundamentally. The gameplay loop is
if we can segue smoothly into gameplay.
That was nice.
This is another segment that was just milquetoast.
Well,
I get maybe it's just because I'm not a fan of the roguelike genre. I don't entirely. I get why people enjoy roguelike games, but it very clearly is not for me. I'd jump into a Metroidvania anytime. Give me a Hollow Knight or Ori and the Blind Forest. Sure, I'd love those. Roguelikes, those are just annoying. You die and you lose everything. That sucks.
But you did like Moonlighter. That's a roguelike, wasn't it?
That is a roguelike.
A kink in your armor.
Oh, you have. Oh, you dog, you.
See, told you, more kids. You've had more kids. I don't like roguelikes
Shit,
now.
You're right.
I don't know why. Roguelikes suck. But I do get what you mean. Out of curiosity, did you play the PlayStation version or the PC version?
The PC version.
Yeah. Do you do that thing when you ever hear indie game? I know I'm an old person. If I hear indie game, I instantly think PC. I don't, in my mind, doesn't compute that consoles do indie games now. Like you can
actually,
get indie games.
when I hear indie game, I instantly think Switch.
Oh, that's true. I can see that. Yeah, I played for a few hours on the PC, and then I thought to myself, "Is this on the PlayStation?" And so I went searching for it, and it is. It's part of the subscription that I pay for.
It's on
so
PS
I played
Plus?
it on both. Yes, I played them both.
Which version did you prefer?
Oh, that's the thing. Gameplay on the PC was so much easier.
Easier?
Easier. Linda and her bow, when you've got a mouse to move around and shoot things. Doing that with an analog stick and trying to get her ass moving and dodging at the same time was a lot harder. I was kicking ass with Linda on the PC version. The PlayStation version, it was more difficult. They do it. There's a bit of an aimbot to help you shoot, but a lot of the times it didn't, and it was more frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on, I'd say you actually played it on the better version then on the PC. It does play better.
I couldn't spot any issues, but we can talk about performance after this.
Another nice thing about this game is it has actually got a co-op mode in it. You can player one, player two it, which
that's always a bonus. I'm never not going to say a co-op mode is detrimental to the game. That's always a plus.
Agreed. And like I said, with your friends or your brothers, your sisters, or even just strangers on the internet playing this game, would be a lot of fun. Taking on the bad guys and picking up all the, like I said, even the powers were Hades-esque, right? Because everything had a totem and everything had a temporary buff, and grab all these tokens to increase your attack, or have a flame attack, or release balls, or a black hole. Everything, granted, I know Hades didn't really generally make the formula, but it's hard not to compare the entire gameplay to a game that everybody knows and loves.
Like comparing a JRPG to Persona 5.
Yes, yeah.
It's difficult not to do.
Have we done that before? I just don't know. Have we ever compared anything to Persona 5? But another little thing they do, gameplay-wise, just so that you keep using all the different fighters, you get corruption fatigue. So the game stops you from using that one character you like and just over-leveling him by making you use, I don't know, Lucy and Trevor.
Yes, so now you need to switch to Sharon.
Yes, exactly. Sharon, the tea lady, comes in. And of course, there's that simple grind, like anything else. It's got that you level up, you can use your points, the skill tree. You can increase points in one thing that helps the whole family out, because this is all about family.
Yes, yes. Good old Uncle Bert can just upgrade everything for you. Uncle Ben.
It was Uncle Ben, wasn't
Uncle Ben, excuse me.
I'm old. Like I say, you hear Uncle Ben, what do you think straight away, out of curiosity?
Of course, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes. The thing is, because I'm older than you and from Europe, I think rice.
Rice?
Rice, which will confuse you, right? You're like,
rice?
Why do you think rice?
Rice? What are you talking about?
Of microwavable instant rice in England called Uncle Ben's, and it was just this orange container with a guy on it smiling. And for some reason, and that's my Uncle Ben, and everybody else goes to Spider-Man, and I'm like, nah, that's not the original.
Nah, that's not.
Uncle Ben's the rice guy. That for me will always be the rice guy.
Yeah, that's why Spider-Man's uncle died, because he's a phony.
Yes, and the rice is still going, I might add.
People are still buying rice. Even Uncle Ben's killer bought Uncle Ben rice.
Exactly, see? But anyway, like I said, the gameplay is that typical, you can be Linda's an archer, John's sword-wielding shield bearer.
Joan is the little girl with the, what did you call her, a flamethrower?
That was Lucy, I think. Oh, I got the names wrong. There's Kevin. Kevin's the dual-wielding dagger person. And there's the big brother that did the martial arts, and I can't remember his name. Was it Brandon?
No, it wasn't.
The thing is, you made that up, and it sounds right, because it's just a normal name. Brandon.
Because it fits in with the Bergsons naming convention.
Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of little skill sets, and they do have their own little quirks.
Although,
as in a rage meter. Yeah.
It might just be me, but I don't think the gameplay is that varied.
No,
it might be because this is just a roguelike, but all I felt like I did was attack, dodge, attack, dodge. And as Linda, I just swing arrows and move back. That's it.
This is so funny because a while ago, you made fun of me because I was saying Diablo is basically that thing. You just click, 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 move, click, 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 move. And now you're saying it. So I don't know if you're just getting older and slowly developing my views. Or
that is exactly what's happening.
It's like you're saying, all you do is go on screen and click on that and move out the way. Is that gaming? And you were literally making fun of me for all of the Diablos basically being click, click, move, click, click, move.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Dave.
You're not wrong, though. This is basically what this game is. It is shoot, shoot. And it does get monotonous. It does get clear this room of bad guys.
It felt
clear this room of bad guys.
Like
and this room of bad guys.
Monotonous to me.
Yes.
It felt like it.
Again, it makes sense. When you've got very little free time
does.
And you're not being... thrilled by what you're playing or the gameplay or the story, then you're gonna get bored. You're gonna get and this kind of I could see that happening. This is one of those games you play whilst you're waiting for a plane.
I guess so.
You're in the airport.
You're
that. Yeah.
I guess that's most roguelikes, maybe.
Yes, I think that's very true. That said, I don't know. Is the story in Hades any good? I don't really know. I know the gameplay is great.
Once again, it just proves my point. The main reason people like Hades that much is because of bring the characters. You get to meet all these Greek deities and have a chat with them, and it's just the best time because of the characters.
Yeah, that's right. No doubt.
This is why the first 5-6 seasons of Game of Thrones were so great. It was all about the characters, baby. And then they shit the bed.
Hades has got that cool, like, anime-esque versions of each one. If one's fire, they've got fire hair and all that other fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is again very pretty. The story, family momentum kind of keeps you going. The combat is just attack, and even your level ups aren't really that fun because it's all just increase your attack power.
Yeah, 5% to your vitality.
Increase this. It's not like you're not unlocking, Kamehameha or whatever, like special abilities or something like that. Then maybe we're being a bit mean. I don't really know.
I don't know. I think it's subjective. I think a lot of people like the plus 5% vitality, and I think a lot of other people would like some tangible upgrades to happen, like in Sekiro.
Yes, no, I agree. Yes, so you can actually feel...
when you get skill points to spend. It's to actual skills every single time. Yes. And a lot of people like that a lot, myself included. But when I get a plus 5% to my endurance, I'm not going to take it.
No, of course not, because, you also want to develop that tree so you can unlock the good bits. So you got.
But it is more boring.
It is. If you've got nothing new to play with, and let me tell you, the levels are kind of grindy. You've got to get a lot of experience just to get to, like, level 5. And then when you do, and it's just a 2% increase to attack or critical hit rate, you're kind of like, ugh. But the boss fights were kind of hard. Did you take down the first big spider?
I didn't.
My ass a few times. You didn't. That spider was hard.
I can imagine.
Was doing my head in. I took him down. The next one is a pair of twins, ironically. Children of Morta twins. You just can't get away from your
I really can't. It's Rise of the Ronin and now this.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Your life is following you in the gaming sphere.
I don't know if it... No, I think it's the list. All hell the list.
All hell the list. I hate to think that it's the list, and for some reason there's some context, because one of the games coming up is I have no mouth and I must scream.
Oh, damn it.
Which kind of does remind you of parenting, right? Like, that's kind of a way to describe parenting.
The list knows all hell the list.
Like, all hell the list. But anyway, gameplay-wise, it isn't anything new. It is still kind of okay to play. It's one of those ones if you want 15 minutes... or you're stuck on a long wait or in the GP's office, or even if you're old school and you do all your good thinking on the toilet, this is one of the games that I would say probably does a lot better on the Switch. Because like you said, indie games on the Switch, there's just something very handy about having it mobile and playing these games.
You're right. Or when you're stuck at the Department of Motor Vehicles and you're in that long-ass queue. Yes. Pluck out your Switch, play Children of Morta.
I can't do that. I get too self-conscious that I'm playing a video game console in front of people. It's so annoying because it's what I'd want to do. Yes. Even waiting for planes and stuff, I don't do it because I think no, I can't have people looking at me playing video games. It's a very strange feeling. I'm an idiot.
I should be ashamed of myself playing games.
Yeah, right? No, it's a weird thing. I'm an adult. I don't Strangely enough, on the plane, fine. Because, I don't know, because you're sitting down and you're surrounded by, I don't know, people. That's fine. But at the airport, nah, it's taboo. You're not allowed to do that. I don't know why. I'm just an idiot. It's just a weird thing that runs through my head. Anything else gameplay in regards to
I think the gameplay is, you can judge it mechanically, but it's also very subjective what you like and what you don't like. You can very much be in love with this gameplay loop. Who the hell are we to tell you are not allowed to like it? But I did find it boring, milquetoast. It's not my cup of tea. But I've just not liked roguelike games, except for Moonlighter.
Except for Moonlighter, when you weren't as tired and life was less kid-like. No, fair enough. What did you think performance-wise? Because you actually gave it a relatively low score.
The performance is good.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't see a reason why the performance couldn't have been better. I don't know. I don't want to judge. I don't want to give a game a 10 out of 10 just because it works well.
No, exactly. That's perfection somehow. I don't know how they're going to reach that heights, but yeah, there's nothing that's perfect out there.
Just because a game works doesn't mean that the performance is perfect.
Yeah, and strangely enough, I just lowered my score because I just remembered something. The PlayStation version, the PlayStation 5 version or the PlayStation 4 version that runs on the 5, it has loading screens. The loading screens for when you die, again, and I don't know why.
This is what I'm talking about.
Is absurdly long. I don't get it. It's not a big game.
No bugs. Yeah. Nothing really wrong. But, I mean, the performance isn't perfect. We shouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 just because there aren't any bugs.
But it's one of the weirdest things. I don't understand, and if any listeners out there know, why these little games, even these little indie games with the 11-bit graphics and tiny files, sometimes their loading screens on the big old powerful consoles take longer than Stellar Blade.
They really shouldn't.
I don't understand what about making the game or the programming of the game makes it go slower. It's a ton slower than the PC. Yeah. The PC zips through it. The PlayStation 5 does that, I don't know, I'm being a bit mean, about 3 seconds, I say, for loading each time, but I don't understand why.
Have you ever booted Final Fantasy Remake, the PlayStation 5 version, the upgraded visually impactful version? Have you booted that from the home screen ever?
Oh God, I don't know.
Not
probably,
Rebirth,
but I
Remake.
can't say I remember. Yeah, I know what you mean. The first ish one.
It actually takes 4 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yes, from the home screen to Cloud running around.
Yes, it makes sense. That makes sense.
Seconds.
But
I can't even take out my phone to check Instagram. It's that
That's
quick.
what I mean. It's really... I'd love someone to explain it. Is it like a compression thing? Is it like a build thing? I don't... And it's a few of them. There's a lot of the games, and it'd be things like the map. For some reason, the really low graphics, low res map takes longer to load up than the one for Event. I can always call it Event Horizon. Sorry, Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever.
Here we go.
Loads up quickly, but a 16-bit map on the PlayStation takes ages. Sorry, it's a weird rant, but this had
I don't get it either.
It had loading screens in a game that's tiny and runs on the Switch, but it had really long loading screens. I don't understand it.
No.
Apart from that, it ran fine on the PC. It ran perfectly smooth and easy and with no problem.
I'm going to score it high just because it works.
Yes, exactly. Because nothing's perfect. I don't think have we ever given a 10? We have, a few.
For performance?
No, on performance we never have. That's very true.
I don't think so.
Because there's no such thing. You'd have to, I don't know, mind jack into our brain somehow. Yeah.
But then, if we move to value for money, this one I scored a bit higher.
Yes, I see.
Because of one simple reason, and I'm sure you know what it is.
It's good value for money? No, what?
It's got co-op.
Yes, there is that aspect to any game, even the replayability with a friend or family member.
Yes, online co-op, couch co-op. It's all you can play this with a buddy. Just that increases the value for money tenfold. Easy.
Yeah, and out there it's not super expensive. I found it on Steam for $8. PlayStation Network for $5, and if you've got the subscription, it comes part of your catalog.
There we go.
And then the weird one, Good Old Games, right? 22.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so behind the times that a 2019 game is $22. I'm guessing it was just they haven't updated this game. Maybe it doesn't have a hard
probably
sales
not
anymore. But
how much was
$22.
How much was this on the eShop? Do you know?
Oh, I didn't look. That's true. I didn't look there. I only looked at. I always just think Steam, GOG, and PlayStation Network. That's true.
I don't mind games costing.
Oh no,
that much from 2019. I think Sekiro's from 2019, and that's still a lot of money.
Yeah, I can imagine. But like I said, the indie scene. It's one of those weird things, and we've said this before. I love giving them the money because they're doing better than corporate things. But I also don't. I don't think they should have the same price tag as like a Stellar Blade or a Sekiro, because Sekiro, I don't know, in my mind there's so much money spent on it, so it kind of denotes it should be $60, whereas sorry, I'm splitting my own opinion up now, because I think I'd prefer them to get $60 because they'd make better games. But yeah, $22 just seems a lot. It seems a lot for a smallish indie game.
I think it seems like a lot because you already know you can get the exact same game for $5 somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. Finding it somewhere
less than
else
a quarter of what it is on goodoldgames.com.
Agreed. It's probably because I know that. That's true. If the other ones all said 40, I'd figure 22 was a bargain, right?
Right?
Yeah, that's true. It is one of those things. But it is, for $8 on Steam, $5 on PlayStation, it is still worth it. It's a good little roguelike. It's got some great visuals.
You can check it out. That's an afternoon.
Yeah.
It's not going to blow you away.
It's got little story mechanics. Yeah, it isn't. But again, one of those ones where you got a bit of time on your hands and you want to do a quick dungeon. I think the good thing about each dungeon, it told you how long it took and people you killed. And I think it took me on average about 15 minutes before I died, I suppose. So
yeah, that's a run. That's a
yeah,
run.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the perfect roguelike gameplay loop when you know you've got 15 minutes before the school bus arrives or before you need to head off to work. Then you just pop in a quick 15 minutes. Or it's Saturday afternoon and you and your brother would like something to do before dinner time. Just pop in Children of Morta and have a quick co-op sesh. 15 minutes in out. That's all you need. That's all you want.
That's one of the great things, again, like gaming. That's why we're so passionate about it. There are so many games that can fit certain needs, like that quick one. Right. Or you've got all the kids all asleep, or a sleepover, and your house is quiet, so now you get to hit some narrative on one of your longer winded games. So you get to sit and watch and enjoy.
But that's why I think this industry has grown to what it is right now, right? You can only listen to music when your ears are available. You can only watch a movie when you've got an hour and a half or 2 hours free.
Oh, easy,
right?
Yeah, exactly, right, exactly.
It's a bit conditional. Games are becoming less and less conditional each and every time. You can play a game on your phone. You can play a game on the TV. You can play a game on the toilet. You can play a game in the queue at the grocery store.
No, exactly. It's why I think I may be wrong. It's outdone Hollywood right now. The gaming industry.
I think it has. Size, yes, right? I think so.
Because of the accessibility, you can't easily watch a movie on the toilet because they're too long. Like you said, it's so easy to get your little kick or your little feed of some fun on whatever game you want to play, and it's fun. It's great that the industry's gone that way. Like I say, we wish it stuck to more narrative, nice, fun games for everyone to play instead of
these shitty corporate executive
or Concord. By the looks of things, that looks like that might not be as good as most people expected because it's nothing new. That doesn't look like there's anything new about that game.
No, I really don't want to shit.
Okay, it's true. Like I say, it's the grumpy gamer in me coming out again.
No, but I mean, it does look unoriginal, uninspired. It looks like some executive ordered an Overwatch game that looked like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, I'll give you that the CG moments, the cutscenes, they're actually really quite pretty. Super well done.
But what about the game?
No, it looks generic and boring and nothing new. That's why everybody go to the indie scene. The indie scene, I swear, I promise you. Just go play when you complete your what's out recently. When you've completed Dragon's Dogma 2, or you completed Stellar Blade, or you've completed the latest RPG or whatever out at the moment. What's hot at the moment? What's the big game?
What is out?
I don't know.
Games releasing. I've Googled it.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm getting Madden. Oh, now
Well,
I'm
yeah,
upset.
it's a big game. It's a big selling game. But I swear,
Really,
people
Google?
grab an indie game, just one that's been getting like positive reviews, everybody brags on about, and just give it a go because they hit different, as they say. You know, they just hit a different feeling when you play them.
They do it.
And it's
just try.
so special.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. Zenless Zone Zero. When you're done, when you finished Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah, when you finish Zenless Zone Zero, when you're like,
or you've
70,
had enough.
Yeah.
Go get some indies.
Agreed. They're just the best at the moment. And this is where gaming, the actual heart of gaming, is actually placed at the moment, is in the indie scene. And you'll see it everywhere. Dave the Diver, Hades,
Yes,
Fez,
Dave the Diver,
whatever.
of course. I mean, that's an indie game that just took the world by storm. Another one I'm thinking of, Dredge. Play Dredge?
Yes, Dredge was great. Loved Dredge. Dredge was insane.
That's so good. It's so good. There's a lot of them. Anyway, Children of Morta, a nice little indie game from Dead Mage Studios, published by 11-Bit Studios, who I am going to keep an eye on because they've been publishing some good games, or interesting games at least.
Agreed.
But this has been I don't know, one of the first indie games where I felt I'm not missing out by not playing this one.
Agreed. It's a bit too copy and paste of ones we've already seen before. There's nothing new in it that makes you go, this one's a bit better than that one because of this. Visually, yeah, it's very pretty. But there's gameplay wise, if there's nothing to catch you gameplay in regards to the loop and stuff, it does kind of get boring quite quickly.
The pixel art's great, but I can't remember who said it, but the only thing worse than a bad game is a forgettable game.
Yes, I think that's true, because you always remember a bad game, right?
In a week or two, because I still remember the Caligula effect.
Yes, so can I.
What do you mean? The Caligula effect? Do you not remember?
Yes, I can. Is that
Dave.
Is that bad? That's the bad game, right? The one with the weird school kids with the...
Yes, that's the bad school kid game.
My brain has a certain limit, and some of the info goes out, some of it stays in. Caligula effect didn't stay in because it was no good. My brain
that's
works
actually
that way.
better.
Yeah, right? It's dead to me now. I can picture the game, and you're right, that was boring. Oh, we gave it an F as well. I see it now.
Hell yes, an F.
I'll always remember
course.
Men in Black Alien Crisis because that was just
hard
horrific.
Slender the Arrival, hard F, baby.
Hard F, yeah, that's true. It's true, but you're right. A game that you can't remember is potentially a lot worse than a bad game because you just proven it with Caligula effect. And yeah, this one's good, but yeah, is it forgettable? You're probably right.
You're not missing out. It's not something you're going to write home about.
No, that's true. But it's okay. If you like a roguelike and you've got some short amount of time to play your games, this one's actually kind of down your avenue. And by all accounts, this is just a review from two gamers that are kind of old and have families. If you like it, buy it. If you don't,
really don't
we all
need
like
to listen
our own
to us.
things. Exactly. And on that note, you don't need to listen to any reviewer about anything. Because it's all subjective and an opinion. It doesn't
So if you'd have us, let's review Children of Morta.
That's right. It all doesn't matter and it's all nonsense. But what did we score this, Nick?
Yes, our scores for Children of Morta were having a lovely time in their pixel house in the mountains until, oh no, one day the corruption or generic evil entity started corrupting their house and mountain. So they all banded together as Joan and Susan, Sharon, Bill, Dave, Bob, and eventually they destroyed the evil entity and stood over its corpse, and it spelled out the letter grade rating of C+, which I feel is higher than I'd like it to be.
Yeah, but that's just because of all the children of Morta, your own kids. You know, that it was just following you around. Yeah, it is. Like I said, if it's
right, does this not feel like a C- or D+ even?
Yes, I agree to some degrees, but one of us has to be the cheery one. If it's just two grumpy gits talking about games, then no one's going to listen. But yeah, it could, like I said, I was probably a bit nicer than I should have been. Nick was probably a bit meaner than he should have been because of lack of sleep. But yeah, it is probably a C-. I agree. It could have easily have hit C-, even a D+ maybe.
It also doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's what we scored it, and we are you should be listening to us because we're very important, but also it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
IGN doesn't matter, GameSpot's reviews don't matter, whatever. Just go buy the games you like.
Play what you like.
Yeah, doesn't matter, yeah.
Anyway. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. And, we just said reviews don't matter. In the case where you leave a review for a podcast that you like, then reviews matter.
Yes. Our review matters, of the podcast.
Yes.
The only review that matters, exactly.
Then it matters. So please leave us one of those. You could follow us on our social media channels on YouTube or Instagram, or you could email me at nick@criticalarcade.com.
And I'm Dave at criticalarcade.com.
Besides, for your email, Dave, where else can we follow you?
Well, you can follow me out and about, but I have, while delving into this game, I fundamentally learnt and now know how to make procedurally generated dungeons in real life. And
Are they interesting or boring?
That's the thing. I've managed to procedurally generate the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles. I have made that an endless upon endless level of queuing and slow people at the till, which I will trap you in.
Yes, so, and you won't have your Switch.
No, yeah, exactly. There's nothing. There's just air conditioners that don't work, long queues, and a slight hint of BO as you stand there perpetually or travel through it.
And you forgot your phone.
Yeah, there's no power outlets or anything. There you go. If you want to live perpetually in the DMV, by all means, find me. I'm out and about. I'll make that happen for you.
That sounds like a monkey's paw type of deal.
It does, doesn't it? It does, yeah. It does.
Yeah, I want to live forever. Okay.
Well, yeah, it does. There you go, see? Follow me at your own peril.
Or don't. Don't follow Dave. Follow us on Patreon for exclusive content like our post-show and Critical Cinema. Dave.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
What have we got lined up for next week?
Next week's game is a classic among many, because I think yourself, myself, and a lot of, say, older generation people all grew up with the Ratchet & Clank franchise, because next week's game is Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction.
Why is there a future?
I don't know. I was actually intrigued by that. Is there another genre where it's now and the future and the past? I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
But Tools of Destruction sounds like a good time. They've always got fun gadgets and weapons in those games. So
can't go wrong with the Ratchet & Clank game.
No, you really can't. You can't. It's one of those weird stable games, whatever generation you do, which actually generally comes out okay. You can never go wrong on a Ratchet & Clank game.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. So exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.